I'm going to show you how to download and install R and RStudio on your Mac so that you can get started with running the code for CPH330 on your own computer. So the first thing that we're going to do is go to a browser or pull up Google, and we're going to search for RStudio, RStudio. Once we've done that, we're going to click on the first hit is usually for the Posit website here. So we just click on this Posit website to go and download the product. You're going to scroll down and see that there are 2 steps to this installation process. You're going to have to install R and then come back here and install RStudio. So to get started, we'll click this blue button to download and install R. When we do this, we're taken to a new website, cran.rstudio.com, and we're going to go ahead and click on Download R for macOS. There are 2 versions of R that you can download depending on the type of Mac that you have. If I go to About This Mac, I see that I have an Apple M3. This M chip is an Apple Silicon Mac. If you have an older Mac that doesn't have an M chip, then you want to use the package that says for older Intel Macs. But I have an M chip, so I'm going to download this. I'm going to go to the folder where it's downloaded and double click on it. When I double click on it, I'll see an installer pop up that I can click through. So I'm going to click through this process and just agree to the license, let it install to the default location, enter my password to confirm that I want to install this, and give it a moment to cook. Okay. So now that software is installed, I'll let it go ahead and move it to the trash. I'm going to now come back to my browser and I'm going to click back over to the Posit website. We've done step 1, we're going to do step 2 now. We're going to choose macOS version, and theoretically anybody who's using this should be running a version of macOS that's fairly up to date. I've got a 15 version here. So probably what you need is this macOS 13 Plus. We're going to click Download RStudio Desktop for macOS 13 Plus. And as soon as that download completes, I'm going to go to the folder it's in, double click on that. And this should be familiar to you if you're a Mac user. The next step here is that you're going to drag this application into your application folder. So don't do it twice. That was my mistake. But now that it's in here, you should see it. We see the R that we installed before and the RStudio that we just installed. If I were to double click on this RStudio icon, it would load the newly installed program. I'm going to have to give it confirmation that I want to open it. And you should see something that looks a lot like this. So you have your console, your environment, and packages. So you'll see a window with 3 big components like this. Now, if you want to work on the assignment for CPH330, watch the next video that I'll record and I'll walk you through the steps.